Welcome back to the channel, friends. Another top 3 video coming your way here. Today we're taking a look at the top 3 MCU films, in my humble opinion, because why not get something on the channel that's going to cause a lot of people to disagree and argue in order to get subscribers. Let's get at it right after this. Thanks for being here. What's up? My name is Joe, aka Guy at the Movies, and as I said, we are diving into the top 3 MCU films in my humble opinion. Before we get into it, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, hit the comments afterwards, let me know your thoughts on everything that I present to you today, and, maybe subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, or as some people say, smash that subscribe button. Hulk smash. What we're going to do is we're going to dive into my top 3, starting with number 3. These are my opinions only, but I want to know yours. That's one of the best parts of doing this, so please let me know your thoughts. Coming in at number 3, a relatively recent release, we're talking Spider-Man No Way Home. I remember the very first time seeing this movie. I saw it as a screening, and it was just the most fun I'd had in the theater in quite a while. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield coming back just delivered such a splash of nostalgia that I didn't even know I needed. Their interaction with Tom Holland was delightful, making me love Tom Holland even more. And it also made me love Andrew Garfield even more, even though I wasn't a big fan of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And I know that there's a small subset of you out there that are. But hey, I'm all for seeing him back as Spider-Man in maybe the Sony Marvel universe or whatever they're calling it these days. I think that would be really cool to see. He really sold me on his character in this, and I would love to see it again, or love to see him again. There was a lot of fun to be had when it comes to the fact that we got all of these great villains returning from the different properties. Willem Dafoe being back was wonderful, as always. There was a heartwarming scene, I guess it was really heart-wrenching, where May, unfortunately, spoiler alert, passes. There's just a lot in this movie that really flexed the muscles of what a Marvel film could be. The action was insane. It was so much fun. The audience pops were insane if you saw it in theaters. It was just an all-around, well-executed film that introduced us to the multiverse, even before we got to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. If you asked me years ago if I thought they'd pull this off, I had no idea if they would ever be able to. I'm really glad that they did. It was a lot of fun and remains my number 3 top MCU movie. Coming in at number 2 is a movie that I also didn't think they'd be able to pull off. I didn't think it would work, and that is Avengers Endgame. Look, there was a lot leading up to this. You had 20-some movies that were building up to this epic conclusion after Infinity War left us wondering what the hell was going on and where we were going with these characters. Half of the characters gone. This was a film that balanced a lot and was able to deliver every step of the way. There was action, there was emotion, there were high stakes, the highest stakes of any MCU movie that we had seen. The end battle is just absolutely incredible through and through. When those portals open up and everyone starts walking through, I dare you, challenge you not to get chills. It is such a blast to watch time and time again, and I just cannot believe that they were able to pull that all off. I want to see how they're able to take that energy from Endgame and continue on with Phase 4. You've heard me talk on this channel before about how I feel like we're in a rebuilding stage, obviously, now that we saw, the send-off of a lot of characters. We had Iron Man passing. We had Captain America going off into his old age. There's a lot that we left in Endgame and a lot that we've been introduced to since. So if they're building up to another Endgame-esque film down the road, I want to see that roadmap sooner rather than later, and it's probably going to have to do with Kang, honestly, in the place of Thanos as the big bad. But let's start seeing those threads. Otherwise, oh man, this might end up being one of my all-time favorite MCU movies through and through, because at number 2 right now, I don't know how you're going to beat it, aside from what I'm about to introduce as my number 1. But this movie they executed it so well. And I'll never forget seeing it for the first time. Number one, how do you beat Endgame? Well, friends, I'm gonna tell you how you beat Endgame. You beat Endgame with Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is my all-time favorite MCU movie for multiple reasons. Thor was a property, the two films prior, that I was fine with. I mean, you know, Dark World isn't necessarily anything you want to write home about, but it happened. But Thor himself just seemed like a stale character. They weren't really doing much with him until Taika Waititi walked onto the scene, and there he is, just taking Thor into not only a comedic spin, but a well-earned comedic spin with tons of action, with personality, and really just delivering, I think, the Thor that we all needed from the beginning. We definitely get some incredible back and forth, whether that's with Thor and Korg, or, you know, having Valkyrie there. It's kind of odd that we don't have the inclusion of Jane Foster, who we're going to have coming up in Thor Love and Thunder. But listen, I just absolutely love Thor Ragnarok through and through. I think there is an absolute blast to be had when you do something halfway through a film which involves putting the Hulk and Thor in a big arena battling. That's incredible. And then you add in Jeff Goldblum, and oh my gosh, I can't get enough of this movie. Not only that, it's visually stunning. The colors pop off of the screen, and it just has a soundtrack that rivals really the Guardians soundtrack in a way. I just keep thinking back to, you know, and that is a blast and a half. I just love Thor Ragnarok. It is the most rewatchable of the movies to me. It is one that I will always make time for if it is on, or if I need to revisit one of the old films just for fun. Thor Ragnarok is #1 for me, and it will probably stay there unless they blow me out of the water with another one down the road. That's my top 3, friends. Let me know, what are your top 3 MCU films? Hit the comments, debate, provide your thoughts. Let's chat more about it. Drop a like on this video, and also please subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. I'll be back next week with another top 3.